How does one truly reshape a continent? With armies, weapons, or perhaps raw materials? Well, no. If you want to rewrite the rules of a region, you need something much stronger, more enduring, and sneakier. You need to build it. That's the game China is playing, and it's playing it well. With billions of dollars invested in roads, ports, and railways, China is reshaping not just Central Asia, but the whole world according to its own design. So let me ask you a question. Have you noticed that while most nations argue and fight, China quietly gets things done? They constructed the world's fastest train, high-speed rail lines crisscrossing their country. They built the largest high-speed rail network outside their borders, all the while committing to carbon neutrality. It's almost as if they know that infrastructure isn't just about transportation, it's about strategy, economy, and yes, soft power. Let's take a look at the Eurasian Land Bridge, a project so large that it makes the ancient Silk Road look like a country lane. It spans 4,300 miles from China's capital, Beijing, to Europe's fashion capital, Rotterdam in the Netherlands. But it's not just about moving goods. It's about moving influence. This route cuts through 7 countries: Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Russia, Belarus, Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia. It's a mix of existing railways and newly built tracks that have reduced the travel time for trains by up to 4 days. This means faster deliveries and happier customers. But it also means that China is becoming a key player in the Eurasian economy. Think about it. You control the tracks, you control the flow. You decide what gets delivered and how fast. With China involved, there's always an element of control. We're talking about vast quantities of goods, raw materials, and yes, even technology. Now let's talk about the numbers. More than $20 billion have been invested to make this happen. It's enough to make anyone's head spin. It's a staggering amount of money, effort, and coordination. But for China, it's a smart investment. The payoff isn't immediate. It's spread out over years, decades even. But the long-term benefits are immense. You see, China didn't just wake up one day and decide to invest in railways. This is a strategy that's been years in the making. Back when the idea of the new Silk Road was first floated around, many dismissed it as a wild idea. But China kept working on it, planning, negotiating, and building. They didn't let the naysayers get in their way. Today, that hard work is paying off. The Eurasian Land Bridge is just one example of China's grand plan. They've got their fingers in many pies across the globe, from ports to pipelines, highways to railways. It's almost as if they've got a secret playbook for global domination. But it's not domination in the traditional sense of military conquest or political control. It's a more subtle, more insidious form of control, the control of connectivity. It's like being the guy who knows everyone's secrets, because he is the one who delivers the mail. And let me tell you, China's delivering big time. Just take a look at what they've done in Africa. More than half of the continent's major ports now have Chinese links. And it's not just ports. China is involved in major infrastructure projects all over the place: roads, railways, airports, and even space programs. In some countries, China is the biggest trading partner. In others, it's the top source of foreign investment. It's a massive web of connections that bind nations together and make them dependent on China. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just pointing out the reality. China has become a powerhouse of infrastructure development. They've got a proven track record, efficient systems, and a bottomless wallet. Other countries, including the US, have taken notice and they're trying to compete. The Americans have their own Belt and Road program called Build Back Better World. The Europeans have the Global Gateway Project. It's a lot of talk, but let's be real. The competition hasn't come close to matching China's investments yet, and I doubt they will anytime soon. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal about infrastructure? What's so amazing about a few tracks or a couple of bridges? Well, let me tell you, infrastructure is the backbone of any nation. It's the foundation on which economies are built and societies function. Without good infrastructure, you're just a bunch of people wandering around in the wilderness with smartphones. You can't really move anything or anyone without good roads, railways, and waterways. And that's where China excels. They understand the value of infrastructure, and they invest accordingly. It's no wonder they've become the construction champions of the world. Meanwhile, other countries keep squabbling over budgets and policies. China keeps building, and the results speak for themselves. Better roads mean more trade. More trade means more jobs. More jobs mean more money. And more money means more growth. It's a simple cycle that China has mastered. The rest of the world is still struggling to figure out. Look at the numbers. China's GDP grew by 3.3% in 2022, while the global economy shrank by 2.2%. That's a stark contrast, and it shows the power of infrastructure. But it's not just about economics. Infrastructure is also about security. When you control the roads and railways, you can also control the flow of people and goods. So that gives you a lot of power, especially in times of crisis. Just think about it. During the pandemic, when flights were grounded and shipping lanes were clogged, what do you think was the only way to move stuff around? That's right, trains. Railways became the lifeline of the global economy, and China was ready for it. Their advanced high-speed rail network meant that goods could still move smoothly within their borders. At the same time, their international connections helped them bring in essential supplies from other countries. It was a win-win situation. China secured its own needs and helped other countries move their products. It's a smart way to play the game, and it is another reason why China is winning the infrastructure race. Now let's add another layer to this puzzle: sustainability. China understands that building infrastructure isn't just about laying tracks or pouring concrete. It's also about looking after the environment. That's why they're investing heavily in green technologies like solar and wind power. They're also using their expertise to help other countries develop sustainable infrastructure. Take the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway in Indonesia as an example. Not only is it the longest high-speed railway in Southeast Asia, but it's also one of the most environmentally friendly. The trains run on electricity, and the project has set aside areas for solar panels and noise barriers. It's a perfect blend of progress and sustainability, and it showcases China's commitment to the future. They're building today for a better tomorrow. Now let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. China's infrastructure boom isn't just about economic growth or environmental protection. It's also about soft power. When you help other countries build their infrastructure, you also build goodwill and influence. You become a trusted partner and a key player in their national development. That's what China has done across the world. They've built schools, hospitals, and roads in many countries, and that's earned them respect and admiration. It's a classic example of soft power in action. Now let's be realistic. This isn't to say that China is perfect. They face challenges and setbacks, especially with their lending practices in developing countries. But even with those bumps on the road, China's commitment to infrastructure development is clear. They've made remarkable progress, and they're not about to stop. As China continues to grow and innovate, we can expect even more amazing things from them. Whether it's smarter cities or eco-friendly trains, China is leading the way, and the future looks bright. So the next time you see a Chinese-built highway or a high-speed train, remember it's not just infrastructure. It's a testament to planning, hard work, and innovation. It's a reminder that in the game of global development, China is a major player and they're here to stay. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Because here we don't just show you construction, we decode the geopolitical layers behind every screw, rail, and slab of concrete poured around the world.